great day. Here we are, back for, I think it's our 6th one. Now, because we are still learning as we're going and we're making this up, this week we're going to try something different. This week I've done a bit of research and I've seen all the pretty girls and they had their earmuffs on and they were just interacting with the camera. And all the punters out there were saying, oh, what makeup's that? Well, I don't wear makeup, so I can't help too much on that. And then all the girls were saying, oh, you know, thanks for joining, Johnny. Thanks for joining, Stevie. And then she's, oh, I'll do a dance soon. If I get, 15 more, I don't know. So, but it seemed to be every channel, because we're doing lives now, it come up on my feed. So we're going to try and engage more without so much the visual aids and the distractions, because we're making all this up as we go. And we don't know the answers. So I've done some instructional videos and they were kind of hit and miss. But yeah, I'm thinking the formula, the magic number that the herbs and spices may be to just interact live, like one-on-one, take the questions, give the direct feedback. So we're going to see how this goes. And the other thing is we've asked
our first viewer. Hi, Chris.
Oh, hello, Chris.
Thank you for our loyal follower.
G'day, mate.
Hey.
I like Chris. Chris is obviously setting an alarm, so I appreciate your loyalty,
Thanks for joining.
Mate. Yeah. Thanks for watching. You're pretty much the reason why we do these on a Sunday afternoon, all right? Yeah.
So Chris, we're just asking for some feedback. Is it better to do live Q&As and just question and answer, or do we want to have Justin fiddling with a tool in the background, or have some animals in the background, or we do our daily chores? I don't know. Yeah,
because we're just trying to work it out.
Yeah,
like everything, we take the imperfect jump, we jump, and then we just make it up on the fly. So that's what we're doing. So that's why it's a bit different today. And what I'm going to do, just until other people come online, is just a weekly update for us. So what's happened so far was, and the big one was, our solar in a box. So Simon from DCI Industries, as you're all aware, and there's still a truckload of videos coming.
Yeah.
Simon's come out last week and he's installed that, and we switched over on the Tuesday afternoon, and that's been fantastic because that's our off-grid journey now. Far from complete, but that was a very big step. So now we're not reliant on the grid for electricity, gas or water. So, that was a big achievement to get that done. So we're very happy now. I can tell you at this stage, it works awesome. Obviously, Simon's no fool. He knows his stuff, obviously. And what happens is pretty much this seems to be our cycle in this season. Come lunchtime, our 3 batteries are fully charged. And then throughout the afternoon, not a lot happens. Then when I get home from work or in the afternoon, Lisa starts cooking and the fridge doors get open a little bit more. And pretty much overnight, we drain 20% of our batteries. So in the morning when we wake up, and Lisa checks because she's got the app, on the app, overnight we use 20% of our batteries. And then from early morning, say 7 until midday, that 20% has been recharged. Hasn't it, Lise?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
As soon as the sun comes out, we're getting wattage through the solar panel.
Yeah. So all I can say, and I don't do a lot, is I know overnight it's 20% of our drawdown on our batteries gone.
Yep.
And then, by lunchtime, we're fully charged. And then Lisa also says in the morning when the kettles are running, we got the kettles running.
Toasters running. Kettles running.
Yep.
Sometimes the microwave, sometimes the air fryer. In the morning when I make you breakfast before you go to work, it doesn't really drain a lot. Like you can see the spike. It'll go from like 300 or 400 watts to 2,000 to 3,000 watts in one go.
Yep.
And I guess the other thing that we've learned is that for me, the other thing that I've learned, and I'm taking advantage of it, is that I need to do all my chores, all my domestic chores, my washing, my cleaning, my main cooking, my preparation, anything I'm baking or roasting. If I do it during the day when the sun is up, I'm using the solar panel directly.
No battery.
And it's not even taking up any of my battery reserves. So if I can just learn and adapt, slight adaptation for this off-grid living is...
for the usage.
The usage is if I want to do any washing, any drying, any cleaning, even recharging all our electronics and all that. If I aim to do all that during the day, during daylight hours, it makes such a big difference. And then we know overnight our basic, the fridge, the chest freezers, and just the mobile chargers and all the
of course,
very minimal.
When we wake up, there's this YouTube channel we like, JLGapYear, and homesteading in Tasmania. Of course, they're on in the background. So the solar system has worked out very well for us. And I was never skeptical, but we have not had any decline in our quality of life. Since Simon switched it over, you cannot tell. If you walked in our house now, you wouldn't know that we're getting solar electricity over the grid. It is identical. Just Lisa's watching it a bit more, which is great.
It's addictive too. The first day, I have the first day of use of this system, I've got 50 different screenshots. So I would do the first screenshot would be before I turn on the kettle. And then as soon as the kettle comes on, it jumps up to 2,000 watt usage. And then I'd screenshot it and then I'd send it to Justin. And then when I turn on the stove top, I do another screenshot and that go up a little bit more. And what I've noticed is because we've got an electric stove and an electric oven, it only draws the power just to heat it up. And then once the actual hot plate temperature or the oven is heated, it actually drops back down. So it's pretty efficient, the appliances that we have. But it's funny. It's been good. It's been less than a week. It's Tuesday to now. What's that? 5 days. So it's been 5 days since we've been technically officially off grid. And Chris messaged us directly and he was like, oh, how did you guys go in the first 24 hours? And I actually said to him, it was pretty anticlimactic in that with the consultation with Simon and his crew, he actually did such a good job with creating a system that is customized to Justin and myself, the needs. Two of us living here on this homestead, that when we flicked from the main switch and when he flicked it onto off-grid living, we did not notice any difference. The only thing is I've got an app that's addictive to look at the spikes and the peaks and the troughs of the energy usage, but nothing's changed for us. We still live how we live. So in the mornings, breakfast, kettle, coffee, that's still all happening.
One thing's changed. The big thing's changed. We no longer get electricity bills.
Yay!
Which is a big thing because we didn't like them, and we no longer have the meter reader coming on site to inspect and to take the meter readings, which is good. And it's also what we're trying to achieve. So now when we go to bed, we know we're not burning fossil fuels all night, which wasn't a big thing, but we're green. Sun comes up, panels are getting used, batteries are getting charged, low emissions. That's what we're happy about. Yeah.
Hey, you mentioned it on our drive. Again, today wasn't a normal day. Today, of course, Lisa goes and buys stuff off Facebook, buy swap sale. So we've just gone in the morning, gone to town and collected 5 garden beds at a bargain, of course.
A bargain.
Yeah.
Bargain for the person who sold us. And probably a rip-off for us.
And then we dropped by our favourite cafe. Justin got fish and chips for breakfast. Norwood, and I got a barn.
I don't tell everyone I had fish and chips for breakfast, but I did have fish and chips for breakfast.
On the way there, you were mentioning how good is it? We've moved to Tassie. We were from the mainland. We moved to Tassie. We wanted to embark on this homesteading and this off-grid lifestyle. And you mentioned how we are now nearly 18 months. We're living by the seasons.
In tune to the seasons more.
Aren't we?
Yeah.
Talk about that a bit more.
Yeah,
how much fun is it?
When we were in Melbourne, you go to work in an air-conditioned office and you go to work in your air-conditioned car and then you come home to your air-conditioned home or the other way, heat, whatever, it doesn't matter. But, we can control our environments to, 20 degrees or 22 degrees, whatever you like. But the seasons are they're not longer as noticeable because we're always living climate-controlled environment. So I said to Lisa, it's pretty good living in Tasmania because now I'm seeing a lot more tiger snakes. There's one here the other day.
Well, so that's not fun.
Because I know they're around, and my next job is actually putting them snake scares out. I know they don't work, but I just want to place them out to make me feel a little bit better because I spend a lot of time in my shed. But we now know it's snake season now, and probably in a month or maybe 6 weeks, they start mating, and then they get it, not aggressive, but they get more prominent and they're more known. So we've noticed that. And as we were driving in, we've seen how dry the land is at the moment because when we moved in, it was wet. and it was green and it was lush and it was beautiful, and, you know, quintessential Tasmania, what we like. And we're noticing that it's dry now, and just our lives now. And when we did move over, we were buying animals at the wrong time. So it was at the start of the season. So everyone was, it was the end of the season. I can't remember, but the chickens, you know, we were paying $25 when pretty much certain times of year, they give them away for free now. And, you know, the lambs coming when they're all birthed. So anyway, all these times. So, and now when I go pump the water and I'm watching the water level of our creek go down, and it's not a problem because it's still deep enough, and I could build a little retaining wall there. But so now the seasons, it's a part of our life, which is nice. So we've not got air conditioning in the house. So, you know, when it's a hot day, and we don't really have hot days in Tassie, but when it's hot, I notice it's hot. And then when it's raining, I can't come out and do my jobs. So I know it's rainy season or winter, of course. So, yeah, we are now very much attuned to the seasons. And that doesn't happen in Melbourne. It just one day rolls over to the next, to the next, to the next. And before you know it, you know, you're singing Christmas carols. So I actually like being more aware of the seasons. So, yeah, that's something which has happened when we come over here, which is nice. So, yeah, the seasons are more different now. We notice them more. We feel them more. Where now we've got the solar in, we'll be conscious when it gets colder of maybe our consumption. As in Melbourne, you never care because you just flick the switch. So, yeah, the seasons now, we're a bit more in tune with the seasons, and that's nice. It's a bit of a grounding thing. So, yeah. Lisa, have many people online? Any people?
It fluctuates.
Okay.
At the moment, we've got three. But at one stage, we had 14 to 16
okay, cool.
in one go when we were talking. So,
any
I
questions?
don't know, it just jumps. No questions. Chris said hi.
Yeah, hello, Chris. All right, so, yeah. And if you do happen to jump in and you see it and you think, what's this about? Well, we're flexible. Pretty much it's our life. It's homesteading, bit of renovations and our farm life. But if you'd like to see anything, yeah, we can take that on board. And
another thing is with Simon and DCI's off-grid system, he's actually installed what's called a Wi-Fi extender. So hopefully, and what I'm noticing, Wilma's just in the background chasing our goats. What I've noticed is that, I don't know if you heard me walking in the background, I've gone and grabbed our second phone just to check, to make sure that we don't freeze during our live stream. So
is it working better?
That's where I'm getting at. So since since Simon's added the Wi-Fi extender out in Justin's workshop, what I've noticed is there's no freezing. So hopefully our first few live streams, there was some moments when we froze. It wasn't our fault. We were still learning and all that. But now it's actually going really well. Good. So if you heard footsteps and the door in the background before, it was just me sneaking in the house trying to get the second phone and letting the boys out.
And most importantly, see that GPO there, that double power point, guys. For the first time in pretty much 16 months, I've now got power out in the shed. So the majority of my stuff is battery corded stuff. So I'd use them batteries. And when I was doing a big job, like a cow nursery or something, I would have to take 3 batteries in overnight and charge them up and then, you know, bring them out. But now I've got my charger here. That's just a luxury. I actually missed that, and I didn't know how much I missed that. And now I can actually set up my grinder and I can set up my drop saw here, and it's not running the extension cords. And when it was wet, I did, but, you know, we shouldn't have extension cords through the rain and whatnot. But, yeah, so just having that power point there, that's a big, big plus. So I'm happy about that, yeah.
And speaking of rain, how weird was it? It was beautiful and sunny this morning. It was forecast to rain, and now it's overcast raining, which means for us being on solar, it'll be interesting to see how much solar is gathering, and even our hot water unit, how much it's heating up.
And some thunder in the background.
And then just some thunderstorm now.
and on the solar, so Simon and I were up there a week ago, and I'd been meaning to get back into it, and there's a thermostat. And obviously from the manufacturer, because people are imbeciles in this day and age, and we've got no common sense no more. They've got to turn the thermostat to cold. So I went up there and we give it half a turn. So now the hot water is a lot warmer. Now I need to know, just on what I'd done, from what the temperature was to what we got. Next time I go up there, I'm going to go another half a turn. So that unit has got a lot of hot water in it. And we've dialed up the hot water, so it's going to be even hotter now. So
I love it. I can tell the difference.
Yep.
the water was getting cooler in the evenings, but now it's holding its its heat more, isn't it?
Yeah, it is holding its heat more. Yeah, so I was a little bit skeptical of that unit at the start, thinking we're only getting water which is warm, and I love hot showers and I want it to be hot. But now I can tell by that thermostat how much more I've got to go. We'll be able to dial it up and we'll be able to get it. Because at the moment, we're not mixing any cold water in. We don't need it. But, yeah, dialing that up now. So that's going to work out well for us. All right.
How good's this? Do the summary. We are off-grid except for Starlink.
Yep. And having said that, so we are off-grid now. If you're new to off-grid, some people go off-grid and they like, recycled car batteries, and they've got homemade
really simple
wind turbines, and they like to carry buckets. Not like to carry buckets, maybe it's a necessity. And their hot water, they're using a fire with a coil of copper for the heat transfer. Anyway, when we say we're off-grid, but our lifestyle hasn't taken any suffered at all. As you see, we're live streaming now. We're watching YouTube all the time. We FaceTime the kids in Melbourne. We've got all the amenities inside. So
isn't it? It's a modern chosen off-grid lifestyle.
Yep.
So although we get, our water from our spring and our creek, we get our electricity and power from this off-grid unit now. Our hot water's on solar as well. And what else is? And then all our CCTVs is all solar as well. Our animals obviously are off-grid. We're not really missing out. I don't feel like we're missing out on anything.
When Lisa and I decided to do this, everything we do on our terms. So, we weren't going to start. Well, I did grow a beard, but we didn't want to walk around barefoot and naked all the time. We wanted to live on our terms. So we've done everything we've done on our terms. And, I can honestly say I don't know that I'm off-grid. Now, a job yesterday I'm doing. So upstairs we've got our greenhouse, and Lisa grows veggies for us. And she does that as a hobby. We haven't really had the advantage of it yet because we haven't grown enough because of the water supply issue. But I worked on the water supply issue. This is kind of the weekly update now I'm sliding into. So I had a couple of IBCs around the place, and I've been thinking about it a while, and I put the IBCs up higher, so the header pressure, and over a longer line. I'm hoping there'll be more pressure. And I've actually coupled another one to it, and I've joined them down the bottom, and they're going through a manifold. So I'm hoping I've got 2,000 litres of water pressure, which will give Lisa plenty of water in the greenhouse. So,
Explain to them the original, your original off-grid setup for my greenhouse was awesome. It was. The pressure was not as good, but it was off-grid. Explain to it. What was it? You had a 1,000-litre IBC unit.
When we moved in, we had a spring, and the spring hadn't been serviced in a while. So the spring water was very inefficient, and the spring water went to a 5,000-litre tank up the top there, but that never filled. And because that never filled, we needed to use that for showering and flushing and stuff. So we very quickly worked out that we had to go buy some other tanks and some transfer pumps, and we did. But in that system, I knew Lisa wanted to start her garden and get the garden underway. We didn't have the water in the tank available, readily spare. So we bought an IBC, independent. We drip fed that from the spring because it wouldn't top up our 5,000-litre tank. But over 3 days, it did fill up the 1,000-litre IBC. I put a little submergible pump in there.
And that was a solar pump?
A solar pump, submergible. And every time Lisa wanted to use that, she just had a garden hose coming from that, and that went into the greenhouse. Luckily, we got the microphones on Lisa in this morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Lisa would turn on the pump, and anytime she watered, she could only use 200 litres. And probably because she ran out of time because it took her over an hour. But, so that was a solution that we come up for the greenhouse. It was an independent IBC. It was drip fed from the week, spring, overnight, and just a little transfer pump. But, so that got us out of trouble for a little bit. Yeah. But now, because I'm starting to modify stuff, and remodifying and learning how things work a bit better, I've got the 2 IBCs. So was going to change that was going to turn that on this afternoon, and was going to go to the garden tap, and hopefully I've increased the pressure on there. I just don't know yet. So that was a job we done yesterday, was modifying Lisa's solar IBC to another independent system, 2 IBCs joined together in series, I imagine, and hopefully that's going to give her the pressure. So just solving little problems now.
Even, I guess, we've been here 18 months now on this homestead. We did that massive jump from suburbia to homesteading. The first 12 months was just learning how to live on this homestead and learning where the water source is, where our power was, where we can grow our food. We knew we had a greenhouse and an orchard and some water pipes. But the last 6 months has been massive, hasn't it?
Oh,
so
of course.
the first 12 months was the irrigation. We installed an extra 2 tanks because our spring is not spring fed. It's currently blocked. So it trickles at the moment. We installed 2 extra water tanks, all the water pipes. Our goal was to actually go off grid. So in 18 months, we've achieved it. So now it's all about improving our standard of living, isn't it? It's improving our current systems that we were learning to use. Now we're going to do it our way. So like you said, the original off-grid watering system for the greenhouse, it's getting an upgrade. It was an upgrade already by having that system installed, but now we're going to
more and more.
Yeah, so
just
that's
even
what
that
you want,
on the orchard. So the orchard had been neglected for a while because there wasn't water there, and Lisa wasn't going down there and I wasn't going down there. But now we've sorted that out. We've got a whole lot of supply of water down there. I was actually running 2 sprinklers yesterday, which was great because it's very dry, and we've got 2 hoses down there. So Lisa normally waters half and I normally water the other half. And we were down there yesterday as well because we bought a barbecue, because now we've got that beautiful gazebo down there. We bought a barbecue, and I actually wanted a little bit of a breather from the up top job, thinking the barbecue was going to take me an hour. There's a video. It hasn't gone up yet.
No.
Took me 3 hours to do. But yeah, so we are, improving slowly as we go now. And on improvements as well, another thing I've done when we moved in, there's a whole lot of taps, garden taps, but they were parallel to the ground. They had, and I've been guilty of this, if you've got a 3/4 BSP male and you need a 3/4 BSP female to mate it up, a lot of times when you haven't got the right fittings, you use 10 different fittings in between to get that. And that's what they had. And a lot of them, they had shut-off valves in between everywhere, going to something. I actually took these out of the line.
It was one item on another item.
Yeah.
It was definitely what do you call it? Farm.
Yeah, farm mechanics.
Farm mechanics.
It was just
Band-aid on Band-aid on Band-aid. I reckon.
Practical to make it work, but when you look at it, and garden taps were, instead of the spout this way, they were that way, or they leaned over and the handle was in the grass. So we bought some supplies last Thursday, I think it was, the 400mm risers, got the right pieces which go into the ground now. So tidied up all the taps, and there's about 6 or 7 taps around. And I also got scared because the cows chewed one of the heads off the other day. So now I put star pickets to them. They can't trot on them as much. And I've cable tied them, and I added a new one down black butt. But, just slowly now improving things. All the taps are better. I had one dripping, and it was leaking probably 200 litres a night where our water was going. So I really had to reseal that one, and I've done that. And I've noticed the one at Wilma's Bowl, that's dripping now. So I have to go up. I'll have to isolate it, and I'll have to reseal that. But that'll be next weekend's now.
Next 6 to 12 months is all about improving our current.
And prettying up now.
Utilities.
It's prettying up now. Lisa, we just picked up 5 flower beds this morning, and I'm pretty sure they're going to go down to our orchard. And this is thing learning too. I went to Bunnings and I bought some kangaroo paw, and I put them in a little raised flower bed. And I thought, this is going to be lovely. This is going to look nice. And then the chickens come out and they pretty much ate them back to the bone. And then the cows decided to walk through the flower bed and squash the flower bed. So we can't just put flowers anywhere we want. So we've got these flower beds. I think we'll put them in the orchard because that's fenced off. And that's got the electric fence. And that'll keep out all the animals apart from the flying ones. And we can look at netting that little section. So, it's difficult. And
we're learning.
Since we've got Wilma, we haven't had as much paddy melon, and we haven't had as much possums and stuff. I know we've got a wild cat on this block, and they like to eat all that stuff as well. So
I think there's like a mouse family up near the greenhouse because
ate the corn.
We had like 12 healthy looking corn stalks, and they all had a corn cob each, and they were so close. They were probably 1 to 2 weeks away from harvesting. And then last week when I had Simon's daughter with me, we went in and we saw all the corn cobs were eaten. It was so devastating.
Yeah.
But being on a homestead, the only good thing about it was I was able to pull out the corn stalks, and I gave it to the Jersey cows, and they loved it. They smashed it and ate every single part of it. So it wasn't to waste, but we just didn't get to enjoy our 12 corn cobs for this
year.
The
topic of food, down the orchard, which is my second favourite spot on the block. I love the orchard. I love sitting down there. I'm getting some blueberries now, and I'm getting some raspberries. And guys, you're not welcome. I'm not inviting you, but if you ever did, our raspberries, they're to die for. Our raspberries.
Homegrown, natural, organic, no fertilizer fruit, vegetables, homegrown, they do taste different from anything you buy from Coles and Woolies. Although they say they're from farmers and all that, they're fresh. They're within, half hour from consumption, from the ground to our bellies. It's so different. The crispness, the juiciness, the sweetness of all our food that we're growing. Yeah.
And we know that's true because I can't mention names, but in Melbourne, I used to work for a company and we used to store food for a lot of the large manufacturers. Cold storage. And there was a certain brand which was advertised fresh daily. And we knew it wasn't fresh daily because some of these containers I'd seen stored for 6 months. So, when the supermarkets say fresh, maybe they mean it's picked and packed within a certain time frame, but then it's actually stored. And I don't count. I mean, I think once it's picked, the freshness clock kind of started.
Consumerism,
ticking.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
The multinational supermarkets are dictating when it comes out of cold storage to our supermarket shelves. So that's another thing. We just want a bit more control. We want to know where our food comes from. We want to see it grow naturally, and we want to be able to eat it and know that the nutrients are actually on there.
Yeah, and another quick thing about the orchard is I'm probably 80% done on the weeding now. So I've really caught it up. It's been hard work. It's been knee work. It's been back work. I go down in the morning pretty early, and I say about 7 o'clock because the ants aren't that active, and we're getting on top of the orchard.
We're learning how we've got probably 4 or 5 different species of ants we're learning. So the orchard has 2 or 3 species. Up in the greenhouse, it has 2 or 3 species. But if Justin can beat the sunrise and he leaves as soon as the sun comes up, he's got a good 1 to 2 hours where he can weed, kneel in the actual swales and pull out the weeds without the ants attacking us. Even yesterday, we went out to the orchard to build the new barbecue to go under the gazebo. We had, what were they? They were some type of attacking flies.
I think
in the afternoon.
There's a name for them. I think it's like a march fly.
Oh, they attack and they bite, and it was really annoying. So
black.
Once the video goes up this week, you'll see me whacking and swiping Justin with our white manual. Yeah. It's because these flies are attacking us in the middle of the day. It was annoying, but we're learning, we're adjusting.
So the animals are all going good. They're all having fun. The orchard's turned full circle. Next weakness is Lisa's greenhouse, and I've got the IBCs. Just won't be able to test that until probably tomorrow. But
another good thing is the last this month, so end of January, end of Feb, all our baby animals, they're turning 6 months. So it's a milestone on this homestead in that the first 6 months is when they're growing.
Yep.
They've got the grains, they've got their pellets, they need to be babied, they need to be herded into their nurseries for their own safety. Wait until in the next week or 2 weeks we'll do, because now we've got a bit stronger Wi-Fi, I'll be able to show you our Jersey. They've tripled in size, haven't they, darling? Our 3 Jersey cows, they've tripled. Our goats are bigger. They're very sassy.
When are you going to let the peacocks and the roosters out? How long have they got to go?
So our peacocks have until the end of February. 3 months cooped up in their 3 by 8 meter coop. We were told by the breeders that they need to be cooped up so that they know their territory. But they're very sweet boys. They really are. Like I go feed them, and they'll poke their heads out. And at the start, they used to wiggle their bum and show their tails as well. So they're very sweet boys, and they don't run around.
Sorry,
run away.
The other pets I have to mention too is our snakes. Seen a lot more snakes around. I was pumping water the other day, and I seen one, and he went into a tree hollow, and he turned around and he just looked at me. So that was a bit scary. And yeah, when Simon and I were doing this.
Hey, Tasmania, living in a national park, we've invaded their habitat. So, you know, it's definitely a lot better than when we first got here. When in the first 2 months of us moving to this homestead, we had 4 resident adult tiger snakes outside our bedroom. Now we see the odd occasional tiger snake that slithers, that's going past, I reckon going past our house area, because we've got a lot of animals and it's a lot of noise, and snakes don't like noise. They want peace as well. We try to stay away from them as much as they stay away from us, except for breeding season. You've
nurtured those keats from eggs and incubated them.
Yep.
When are they going to come out?
So next week. So Charlie and Chucky are 5 weeks. So they're our full cycle guinea fowls. So we got guinea fowls March of last year, and they turn 1, I think, end of this month, and they've laid eggs, and we've now got their babies, 5-week-old. 2 of them hatch. So Charlie and Chucky, a light one and a dark one. Maybe next week or the week after, when they're outside, I'll grab one. They're manhandled, they're human handled, so they're used to us.
Hand reared.
Yeah, they've been hand-reared, they've been petted, they've had little girls, our niece and Simon's daughter cuddle them, so they're used to human contact. They're cute, but we've done a full cycle from an egg, incubating them, hand-reared them, 5-week-old. They'll be coming out with the parents soon.
And just 2 other things I need to mention. One, we lost a guinea fowl the other week. So we don't know what done that. So something's come.
There was a lot of noise. I reckon it would have been some stray thing. Like it was a male. We lost one of our male guineas.
And the other update is Wilma. I don't know if she's going out and finding all the roadkill on the road and bringing it back, or she's like the best hunting dog in Tasmania. But geez, she's bringing a lot of dead animals up and snacking on them. And the only problem I've got with that is the rotting smell. So you put them in the bin, and they smell in the bin for the next week as well. So, yeah.
She gets fed. She's got an automatic feeder, so she gets fed every morning and every night. But on top of that, because we're in a national park, there are wild animals away from the house, and we do have 40 acres, so they're running around. Unfortunately, Wilma can get to them.
And I want her to eat them. I just don't want her to leave them at my front door.
Yeah.
That's the issue. She's leaving them at the front door, you know, and I walk out in the morning and there's a carcass rotting away with maggots. Any questions come up for us, Lisa?
Nah, darling. So this one's miscellaneous, so no questions.
Are we getting thumbs up?
Yeah, we've got.
Are people enjoying it?
6 thumbs up.
Okay, good.
We've had probably 16 at the most in one go of people coming in, so that's an improvement. This was a miscellaneous topic. It was just our weekly update of what we've done this week. So that's probably how we'll start them from now on.
And if you do watch this when it goes onto YouTube, when it's no longer live, we normally get another 200 views or so. If you'd like us to do something, guys, tell us, yeah? Because we're making this up. We've taken the leap of faith, and we just don't know what the consumers want out there, and we don't know what to do. So,
but we want to be consistent. Justin, you made this goal every Sunday from the start of the year. We're doing it. We'll go live half hour to an hour.
We're doing it.
If there's interaction, we'll stay on. If there's no interaction, you've done 34 minutes.
How much?
34 minutes
already.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you know what we've done all week.
Yeah, there's our weekly update. Yeah.
Because we've had to come on last minute picking up all those raised garden beds. We haven't really set up the off-grid system so you guys can see it. Videos will come up though where Simon showcases the system. He explains all the components in it. And we actually have like an hour-long Q&A session, which I've videotaped. So if you did miss the live stream, they will come up in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I'm just a bit slow with editing. I've got 2 full days of videos that I need to go through and time-lapse, so you don't need to watch the boring bits.
So to all the guys out there watching us, giving it a thumbs up, giving it a like, not giving us questions. We're here, guys. Sorry, you stuck with us. We're not going anywhere. Lisa and I have been YouTubing for over 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
And we have not made a cent. We have not made 1 cent from YouTube. And we've been going 2.5 years. So that's how adamant we are. That's how determined we are now. Yeah, as Lee said, in the new year, I wanted to live stream.
Yep. That's
you can either be a part of it and help us and grow, and we can cater to you, or we're just going to keep guessing, because I ain't going nowhere. You've just pretty much witnessed a talk half hour for non-stop. So, yeah. All right, well,
no,
at least that'll be the wrap then, half hour.
Yeah, 35 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, especially Chris.
Yeah, hello, Chris.
He's always there.
We do appreciate it, mate. Lovely.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll probably do a live stream on TikTok next.
Yep.
Probably about 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. It seems when everyone's zoning out before work, the work starts. We'll do a roundup as well. So it'll be another miscellaneous. We'll go through the week, what we've done. And if any questions pop up about the off-grid system or our lifestyle.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
Now, last question for you.
Yes,
why are we preferring TikTok?
We officially have been paid. Yeah. TikTok,
we shouldn't be announcing this on YouTube because we haven't made a cent, but we've actually got paid in money, Australian dollars, into our bank account from TikTok for some content. So we are officially content creators, which was a goal. And obviously we're very happy about that. Now, don't tell no one. It was under $1. But it counts.
Hey,
it counts.
$1 is $1 in Australian dollars.
And when we want to retire, that's $1 less we're going to have to make. So we're making TikTok money. So, yeah, see you, YouTube. We're going to TikTok. All right.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you
guys.
In a few
Thanks,
hours.
Chris. Bye. Yeah.